So any stuck point or any doubts from anyone? What we have learned about the last day's class? Okay. So we started the thing on top of DQL. We just mentioned that is data query language. Okay. We started the thing. The main aspects that I told you the last day by DQL, we are not going to manipulate any data. Manipulation means you can manipulate and show the data, that is fine, but the same manipulation is not getting stored anywhere in the database. Okay, until we are creating a table on top of DQL statement. If we just simply type select command, it should be just for read only purpose. We are not writing anything on top of data. We are not just like DML statement. Whatever we are doing, it's affecting tables data. We are deleting some records. We are inserting some records. We are updating some records. But DQL is direct visualization of the data with various way. Okay. So yesterday we have learned how we can do column level filters, row level filters and all. Today we'll be starting from this distinct keyword, column aliases, concatenation operator, aggregation function, sorting of data. All those kind of things we'll be learning today, one by one. Before that, I just inserted some more records in our employee table. Last 3 or 4 days, we are working with a table called employee in our Teradata training schema. Let's quickly check what new data I have inserted there. Let's start from employee. Okay, so this is our new table. Not exactly new table, it's the same table. I just inserted few more columns and the records are getting inserted over here as well. As per data I have provided over here. Okay, fine. So let's see its employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, experience, salary, department, date of birth. Okay, so in a particular industry, I just take 10 or 20 samples and I found this is the structure. Just like there are three IT peoples are there, their date of birth and their salaries are there. BUIT persons are there, BPO persons are there, business analyst, that is BA, a single BA is there. Okay, so this is the company structure, and we have found this kind of data set. The DOB column, it's in data type. Yesterday we were discussing something on top of date and all. So I just took one of the column called DOB over here. So I ran the query, received the output. Let's do our DQL statements to be operate on top of this. Okay. So what are the three, things I'll be just going ahead. I'll be doing just like first thing we'll be learning today, distinct. Distinct means if we just use distinct, we'll be getting the uniqueness. Just let me show you what are the implications of, applications of distinct keyword. So let's type only department. Select department from employee. I'll be checking all the department information of the employee. Okay, it's coming in this way. So it's just picked up only department column from the employee table and printing me the same thing. But suppose uh, my boss or particular business analyst, they want to check employees related information and they want how many department do you have. Over here, we have multiple ITs, but we just need one ITs. Just we need the distinct value from them. For this scenario, we can put a distinct keyword over there. Okay, select distinct department from employee. We are having only distinct values. Okay, it is not only for one column, we can use multiple column as well. That time we should be having distinctness of combination of those columns. Okay, suppose I just let me just put employee table as well so that we can see the example anytime. I mean data set anytime. This is my data. Okay, suppose I just want to put department and employee first name. Although the distinct is working over here, but I cannot see any change because the combination of department and employee first name, it's unique in nature. Okay, you cannot see in the same IT trend, IT department, similar kind of employee first name is there. Okay, so it should be working if we have proper data. I mean, the data to be distinct, just like this. But as of now, I'm just giving you the example on top of department only, how to distinct it. Okay, the distinct value we can get by distinct keyword. I hope there is no doubt. If there is any, please tell me. Moving to column alias. Okay, so if I just try to print again, select start from employees output, you can see this kind of output over here. So if we want to use column alias, how the aliases should be used, just like employee ID, I can rename any kind of column during visualization. Okay, I'm not renaming the column inside the database because renaming of the column can be done by only alter statement. It's in DDL. Okay, alias will be helping me to rename any column names or table names during the visualization process, during the runtime. So let's see how we can do this. Suppose I'm printing, I am just limiting the data set based on some column, employee ID, employee first name, employee last name. Okay. EXP means experience. Okay. Let me alias this EXP. It's totally, I'm not sure what EXP is. Let me just alias it. How to alias? After the column, you can put as is a keyword, and put the column you want to see. I put the renamed column, just like experience. Okay. I'm doing nothing, just putting EXP as experience. Let me just print it. You can see all the columns are fine. Just the EXP has been updated to experience. This is how the alias should work. I can also remove as keyword. It should be also working. The column name, put a space, the new column name. Just do it in this way. It should also work. Okay. Okay. This is working fine. So this is how we can alias it. Even suppose I want to put some spaces, because I told you generally we should not put space while declaring column names. Suppose employee last name, I want to put some space there. Okay. So suppose employee in proper way, last name, that should be obviously put inside a quote. Let me take a double quote over here. Let me run it. Check whether it's fine. Yes, you can see this is my original column name, and I'm putting alias column name having lots of spaces inside it as well. So that time we need to enclose it within double quote. If we do not put double quote, it should be throwing an error because Employee last name is been aliased by employee only. Then what is doing last and name? Those keyword. If we just run it, it should be throwing error. Okay, this one. SQL syntax. So that is why we have to put in this manner. If we are using spaces during aliases, just enclose it within double quote. Similar thing we can do for first name as well. Okay. So you can see the output is employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, and their experience. This is how column alias should be working. Next thing we'll be learning concatenation. This is a function. We are now moving into function. How we can use different types of function over here in SQL. Those functions, now we'll be using the functions. Those are inbuilt function inside SQL. So we'll be learning now concatenation, which is a function which should work on top of string only or varchar data type only. Okay, the column which is varchar in nature, concatenate should be working on top of that. Let me check how we can put an implementation over here. So, concat means suppose I want to see the full name in a single column. Over here in this example, I'll be learning two things. How to create a derived column from the existing column of the table. I'll be creating a derived column. The derived column name is, the derived column, the existing column should be also there, and I'll be putting the derived column. Okay. And the derived column I'll be creating based on this concatenation function. I'll be concatenate two strings, the first name and last name, and getting the output in a derived column. Let me just show it how we can do that. Suppose I'm just taking select employee ID. That is fine. Employee. What was the data? I just forgot. Let me just check quickly. Let me just put a this thing. Okay, fine. Yes, experience is fine. After experience, I'm putting the new. After this experience, I'm putting the new column. Let me just bring it up in the new section, new line, so that it should be clear for me. So whatever column I'm putting from the existing, it's there. I'm just going to create the new derived column. We can just create new derived column in the same line, putting a comma. After the last column, we just need to put comma, and I need to declare the proper syntax over here. Okay. I'm declaring it over here just for ease. So let's put concat keyword. Okay. Concat keyword. Let me pass employee first name. So concat is an existing function. I'm passing employee first name there, passing this parameter, putting a comma, passing the second parameter. So that too should be concatenated and return me as output. Let me just run it. Yes, you can see the first name and last name has been concatenated, and it's been created in the new column. After experience, you can see a new column has been added over here. Okay, so what I'm doing now, let me insert a space between first name and last name. I'm passing another third parameter as space between first name and last name. So space, how I can declare? Two quote having be in between a space should be there. Okay, so first name space last name. I'm doing concatenate on top of this. Yeah, it's fine. Just alias it. Employee full name. Just aliasing with a double quote. Okay. So this is how it's working. You can see we have created a new derived column, that is employee first name, and we are using the existing column to create the logic of this column. We also learned how to use the inbuilt function. It's a string kind of. The function should be operated on top of string data type, employee first name and last name, and this is the output. Okay. Any doubts so far from anyone? Any doubt?
No,
Select.
no doubts. It's clear.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. The next topic. It's aggregation. It's very, very important over here. What do you do? I mean, what do aggregation do over here? Now we are just going to have some complexity over here. So during learning aggregation, we can see those are also some functions. Those are also some inbuilt functions we can use to learn about aggregation or to do anything SQL for aggregation. And the aggregation functions are some summation, some is summation, max, maximum, mean, minimum, count, average. But all those functions you can see, aggregation can be doable on top of numerics. So only on top of integer column or floating data type column, it should be working. Summation, max, minimum. Otherwise, I cannot do a aggregation on top of a string kind of data type. Okay. Over here we have two, three numerics. Let me just check. In the total column, we have salary, experience. Those are numerics in nature. Let's apply some aggregation function. Okay. Suppose I want to check the maximum salary of those employees. What are the maximum salary? Just let me type the entire thing. Select start from employee. Okay. And I'm using, let's use the max aggregation function. I can use any of them. Just put select max within bracket. Let's check. Let's put on top of salary. Salary is our column, which is numerics. Yeah, you can see it's integer data type. Salary is integer. So we can put max on top of salary over here without any issue. From employee. Over here, we can also see the maximum salary should be from this BYT. His experience is 16 years. That is fine. So it should be getting, I mean, I should be receiving this output. As there are only 10 records, I can easily see it, but in practical, there can be billions or millions of records should be available there. So we cannot check it quickly by our eye. Okay. So that is why then we can quickly use this kind of aggregation function. Max of salary, which is returning this value. Okay. I can use other things as well. Summation, sum, summation of total salary, average of total salary. It should be just like numerical average, means adding all those stuffs divided by number of employee. Okay. It should be, I mean, it is the average salary. So this way we can implement the thing. Count. Count means how many salaries are present over here. Okay. Actually, you can see each of the employees should be having its salary. So there are total 10 salaries should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So if we just use count over here will be helping us out. So how many numbers of salaries are present over here? Suppose there are some null value. Okay. So it will be eliminate this thing. So there are 10 salaries means 10% salaries are present over here. So this is how the aggregation function, those are also inbuilt functions operated on top of Some of them should be operating on top of another, I mean, not only on numerics data, just like count. I'll be counting something. Okay. I'll be counting the number of, suppose employee date of birth. I can also count on top of this. There'll be no issue. Okay. But I just want to do an average. Suppose I want to do an average. It should be throw an error. No, it's able to do the, okay, what it's doing now? It is converting this date to numerics first. Okay, they are eliminating those dashes and creating the corresponding numerics and they are doing the average, but which is meaningless for us. We cannot get an average date. Okay, it's showing an absurd result. Let me do on top of department. Let's see. Yeah, so that the same thing. That returning zero value. It's not showing an error, but this is an absurd result. So it should not be working. I just want to say that those kind of aggregation functions especially should be working on top of numerics only. It should not be properly working on top of varchar column. Okay. Now let's go ahead with some more complexity. We are doing this kind of average on top of the entire data set by putting in this manner. Okay. Suppose I want to see or the owner or the boss want to see the average salary based on each of the department. So they want to check, do the average. Yeah, the total average, it's fine. The result is fine. But a bit complex, they will be requiring do the average based on each of the department. The average should not be. Why I'll be averaging all the things in a single? Just put an average and check each individual department's average salary. So I have to choose. I'll be just printing the result for department and each of the department and their average salary. So I'll be grouping the entire data set based on department first. For IT department, I'll be doing the average. For BUIT department, I'll be doing the average. So that is why I'll be printing average salary and department. There is no issue. But I have to group the non-average column is department over here. I have to group the data set based on department. This is my first approach. So the keyword should be, I need to use as group by over here. After choosing the column, after putting the table name from table name, we have to introduce group by. Use a syntax, then particular column name based on which I'll be grouping the data set. Let me run it. Yes, you can see the proper output, the desired one. Each of the department, what is the average salary? Okay, we have the experience on top of that. It's applicable not only for average, everyone. We can do summation, we can do max for each of the department. What is the max salary? What is the mean salary? All the things we can do in this manner. This is not only grouping by department. We can group by other columns as well. Okay, just we need to put the other columns with the comma separator over here, and we need to group those non numerics value from here to here as well. We need to group the data set based on those columns first, then we can print the result. So that is why doing this kind of aggregation, all the non-numerics value we have column value we are putting over here, the same things we need to put in group by set as well. So we are grouping the data set based on those 2 or 3 columns and we are printing the result for this functions. Okay, maybe sum, maybe average, whatever is there, can get the output. Okay. Okay. 2, 3 more things I just want to show you. Okay. So On top of this, kind of group by or aggregation functions, we can do filter operation as well. So suppose I want to see the particular I mean, I just want to check my department, or my boss want to see, just list out those departments whose average salary is more than 2 lakhs only. Okay, 2 lakhs or greater than equal to 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs or more than that. Just choose those departments. So I can use a filter over here. Filter, and I can just choose whose department, whose average salary is more than 2 lakhs. Now there is a trick. We are creating a new column, summation of salary over here in this SQL statement. Department is a pre-existing because it's already there in database. But in the same SQL statement, we are generating this new derived column, new derived aggregate column, rather we can say. Okay. If we just want to introduce any filter on top of this newly created aggregation function, we cannot use a where clause over here, because where is applicable only in the previous hierarchy if the particular column is already generated in the previous set of data set. Okay, suppose we want to put where over here. Where should be always put after table name, not after group by. We can put a where over here, where department equal, suppose IT. I'm just limiting the data set based on IT first, then we are doing the aggregation. If we run this thing, only IT should be returned. If we just put in IT and UIT, it should be returning value. Okay. But if we just want to do a summation of salaries, a particular filtering operation on top of sum of salary. Okay. I'm doing a summation of salary over here whose value is more than 2 lakhs. Okay. Where summation of salary is more than 2 lakhs. Just I'm updating this thing. I'm just putting some filter based on this. It should be throwing an error. Okay. Invalid group by, because as I mentioned, where keyword is being used, not only same hierarchy in this particular SQL execution, some salary is getting generated in this execution only, but while running where filter, it will not be able to found what is summation of salary. Only after this execution, if we use where clause, then only it should be using. I'll be also showing this thing in tomorrow's session after learning subquery. Not tomorrow, I mean the day when we'll be learning, maybe on Tuesday, I mean Monday, we'll be using subquery. There we can check how we can use where inside some salary. This is also possible, but this should be declared earlier in some where. On top of that, I can use where. There'll be no issue. But in the same level of operation, some salary is there, I cannot use where clause. So how do I filter it? I just want to check this kind of filter. How I can do this thing? I can, there is another thing on top of aggregation. If we want to filter it out, after group by statement, put a having clause, having, and then put the filter. So having is nothing but it's doing the same where clause operation, but on top of aggregate column in the same level. Okay, let me run this thing. Yeah, it's working. Let me put 2 lakhs greater than equal to 2 lakhs. Then there should be another record. I think BUIT, not PUIT. BA's employees. Yeah, BA is there. With having 2 lakhs as average salary. Okay, so we are using having as a working as a filtering operation over here on top of aggregation. Okay, Is this understandable for everyone? Any issue, any stuck point? Srilekha, Anvita, any doubt?
It's
This is
clear.
very okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
This is very important concept. I'll be showing. We can also do where clause on top of some salary, but that should be declared earlier. How to do that? Before that, we need to learn subquery, which is there in next day's topic. We'll be quickly check and do this thing as well.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just moving ahead with the next topic. What is sorting of data? You can use order by. So I'm just printing this result over here. Okay, while printing this output, why this particular row is not, I mean, populated earlier, this kind of row is populated after next to them. Actually, I'm not sorting it based on insertion. Yesterday I have made some insertion. This record I have inserted first. That is why it's coming first. This column, this row I have inserted second. So that is why it's coming second. But during this printing operation, if I want, based on a particular column, I want to sort the entire data set. Suppose let me do sorting on top of experience. Okay. So you can just put select start from employee, order by. So order by is the clause or keyword by which we can sort the data set. So order by experience. I'm putting it into this one. Okay. So you can see the total data set has been sorted out based on experience. So the minimum experience is 2. By default, it is ascending in nature. This is one thing. Experience starting with 2 and ending with 2, 2, 2, 5, 6, 6, 10, 15, 16, 20 this way. You can also sort it with descending in nature. We just have to use descending keyword. There is also a keyword for ascending, ASC. But as it's by default, it's ascending in nature, we should not have to put this thing. Simply put this thing. It should be organized based on ascending. Let me put, if we just want to see the thing based on descending in dataset nature, just we can put DESC. Okay. So you can get this kind of output. 2020 is printing first time, 16, 15, 20, this one. This way, the entire dataset is getting printed. Okay. So based on experience, we can print in this way. Suppose I want to see the sorted result based on multiple columns sorting thing. Okay, how I can explain it? Okay, let me show you. Suppose 222 is there, experience. So which two will be coming first? There are three particular resource having experience 2. Similarly for 6. So I am introducing another column into picture so that when we have same experience, I'll be checking the salary. Okay, whose salary is less, that should be coming first. So I can introduce another column experience comma salary. So based on the order I'm representing the column name over here, it should be sorted based on priority. So I'm mentioning experience first. So first of all, the data should be sorted based on experience. Then if there is matching experience, then salary will be came into picture. It will be sort those things based on the salary. Minimum salary should be coming first. Maximum salary should be coming second. This way. Let me run it. Okay, 222 is there. There is no issue. But which two will be coming first? Whose salary is less? Okay, this way we are printing for 6 as well. For 6 as well, there are same thing. So it's not able to do the matching, which should be coming first. If I just want to do experience should be 222, I want salary should be whose salary is bigger, it should be coming first. We just can put DESC after salary. Okay, so 222 60,000 is coming first, then 50, then 21,000. Okay. So this way we can sort the entire data set based on the columns. Maybe there are one columns, two columns, three columns. Based on this, we can do the sort operation, as well as we just have to, think proper precedence based on which we will be sorting over here. Any doubts so far? Actually, this is our last topic for today's session. Yes. Tomorrow the rest of the DQL, there are lots of things actually, subquery, joins, some dataset operator will be learning the same thing in the next day with some more insights and some important questions as well on top of DQL. So, any doubt? We'll be closing the session for today.
No, Southwick. Everything is good.
Everything is good. Anvita, it's fine for you?
Yes, it's clear for me. No doubts.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, please practice it. Yeah, I think you are already experienced on top of IT, so I think it's no issue. But if required, please have a quick practice for 5 or 10 minutes what we are learning. Maybe if when we'll be
Sure.
just doing it some more session, it should be a bit complex with some important questions. I'll be also giving to you to solve it out. Okay. Okay. So that's all for today's session. Uh, let's connect on next Monday. Happy weekend for everyone.
Thank you. Happy weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Bye bye.